big setback for the Falcons as Caden comes out. He's a tough competitor. Going to miss him on the floor.
And still without Caleb Fields, veteran guard. A turnover for the Spartans on their first possession. Here's Daquan Plowden at the elbow. He'll hand it off. Brenton Mills trapped. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Open look for Plowden from the corner. Mills offensive rebound and put back. He just took that ball away.
Yeah, he just got up a little bit higher, was able to elevate, and a good job of getting that putback.
Through 3 games, Brenton Mills averaging 5 a game. And the Spartans, best start since the 88-89 season at 4-0. This is a team that was dancing less than a year ago. They won their first 4 game against App State and then lost to the number 1 seed, Gonzaga, in the actual opening round of the NCAA tournament. And we know how things played out for Gonzaga, making it all the way to the final, being the favorite to win, and then Baylor taking it to them.
Yeah, that was a tough final, but shout out to Drew Timmy's mustache that whole time. That gave me inspiration.
Another turnover for the Spartans, but Bowling Green unable to control it. From the wing, 3 is not there. You'll take that look, though, if you're Anderson. Mills looking to bounce it inside, not there. Falcons work it over to Myron Gordon. Gordon, the transfer from Samford University. That's where he has spent the last couple of seasons. And here on the drive, contact from Chambers.
But I saw a nice ball screen by Joe Reese. Really got a piece of the defender and allowed Gordon to get a nice lane to the bucket.
Myron Gordon in his final season with the Samford University Bulldogs averaged better than 15 points a game. Shot 46% from the field. Had one of his best performances against SEC opponent Georgia. Had 29 points. And Myron Gordon is starting in place of the injured Caden Matheny. One thing about that is, I think Bowling Green can have an advantage with Matheny or Gordon starting, and I think you'll see that throughout the season. But Gordon can be a guy that coming off the bench could be a huge lift offensively.
Yeah, big spark guy, an experienced scorer. Nice shoe game, as you see today.
Handle on the basketball, Christian Ings. The Ryder transfer. Inside, good catch on the low block. And a late whistle, it's called against Joe Reese.
And that's one thing you're going to have to, what I was interested coming into this game, watching Bankston and Reese kind of bang each other. They're both very active guys. They're out hedging. They're trying to get rebounds. They're helping defensively. And you saw Bankston trying to go hard to the basket right there.
Chris Bankston, transfer from Arkansas Little Rock, where he averaged just over 3 points a game. He opted out of the season about midway through before coming to Norfolk State.
He's well rested coming into the season.
And can't knock down the second freebie. Extending the defense here from the Spartans. Corner for Trey Diggs, catch and shoot. That's money every time.
Yeah, they'll take that shot 5 out of 5 times with Trey in the corner. His man helping up. A little extra pressure with that half-court trap. You got to find the shooters.
On the cut, good find, no finish. Joe Reese the rebound. These two teams meeting for the 4th time all-time. Bowling Green has the 2-1 advantage. They last met in Atlantic City in 2019, and the Spartans came out on top 72-67 in overtime. Plowden in that game led the way with 15 points, 11 rebounds, 3 of 4 from distance. It was Stephen Whitley who led the Spartans with 16. He was one of 4 players in double figures. You like when you have some familiar faces back from that 2019 matchup in this game.
Yeah, you kind of, especially a team like this that you might not, well, you're not going to see the rest of the season, out of conference. A few guys back.
Norfolk State actually the favorite to defend the MEAC title. Tipped around, Spartans have it, and here comes Joe Bryant Jr. Do not want to let him get a full head of steam. Looking for an open teammate. Bankston against Reese. This will be a fun matchup throughout the night. And nice move underneath for the lay-in.
That was nice footwork by Bankston, just kind of taking his time, didn't go too fast, waiting to get an angle to the bucket. I liked it.
Back to a one-possession game, 3.5 gone by. Brenton Mills gets in the paint, flips it up and in.
Good job of Mills ripping and tearing through that defense. Norfolk State coming out with a hard pressure, but they're kind of getting beat back door on their help side.
And Bryant rattles in the three. His 6th three of the season. He's now 6 of 13 from distance. And Reese, 2 more.
There it is, once again, that corner. They're running a 1-3-1 trap. That corner is going to be open. The Falcons have capitalized.
And the Norfolk State coaching staff not happy with what they're seeing defensively. Bowling Green, 4 minutes in, has a 10-6 advantage. Bowling Green head coach Michael Huger. This is season number 7 for the Falcon alum. Both my broadcast partner and Michael Huger know a thing or two about putting on the Bowling Green uniform. And for Michael Huger, I still say this, Brent, he can beat anyone on the floor in a free throw contest. What have you liked from his team in the start so far?
Start of this game?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that they're making that extra pass in the corner and finding that it looks like they switched up that pressure. Norfolk State had that 1-3-1 trap, half-court trap, trying to really disrupt the Falcons, but they were doing a good job of finding the open guys.
And as we expected, the Spartans changing up their defense out of the timeout. Reese tips it home, using all of that length. Joe Reese, 6'9".
Yeah, that was a nice drive by the big fella, showing a little perimeter skill.
From the wing, that is good. Tyrese Jenkins. Jenkins, a guy that's trying to make up for what he considered was a little bit of a off sophomore year. Didn't shoot it as well as he wanted to, expected to be better. Averages just over 6 points a game. And Reese tried to find Plowden on the backside. Falcons turn it over.
That was a good look. Plowden's man was trying to come across the lane, but just had his hands ready. It's a good look on the double.
I think that's part of that chemistry that those two are going to develop more as the season goes along.
Oh, definitely. That's a nice 1-2 punch. on a little high-low action if the Falcons can start figuring that out.
And Bowling Green has improved with their size and their quickness of their size that they have in the addition this year. And Joe Reese has that length, moves well, get an offensive foul. Falcons lost Dylan Swingle, stepped away from the team from personal reasons. But Reese is not only has more length, but he's quicker.
He's quick and he's just active. You can just see he really plays hard. I could tell from the first couple of games that he's a gamer. He's coming out, giving a great effort, and you have to do that on both ends of the floor as a big guy if you want to be involved.
And Reese played in 60 games for Old Dominion before coming to Bowling Green. Averaged over 7 points and 5 rebounds a game.
So that's what the Falcons are not going to want, a one-pass or no-pass possession. They've been getting their buckets off of a couple of passes, a couple of cuts. They got to trust their offense, trust their teammates.
Right back into the hands of Ings. And Ings hangs, finds Chambers, offensive foul. This time Plowden takes the charge.
Ref was not quite sure what he was going to call right away. I thought Plowden might have been in the air a little bit, but Falcons will take that call.
He went in the air after he went in the air after the contact.
Yeah, he was outside of the box. Good job by Plowden taking that charge.
So
taking it to the chest, Brad.
Falcons remain in front with 6 minutes gone by. Up top, Gabe O'Neill, the Kent State transfer, just in. And we get a foul against Tyrese Jenkins. He does not agree. Jenkins, the junior out of Richmond, Virginia. Let's see here, trying to be physical with Plowden. And you can't tell there if there was maybe some arm contact tying one another up.
Looks like Plowden just said, "Hey man, I'm a senior. Give me some room here."
Make that grad student for Daquan Plowden.
Yeah.
Give him that.
Him and Diggs. Right. These guys should be doctors by the time they couldn't get out of here. They're putting in Anthony Stacy length careers.
Nothing wrong with that. Brenton Mills gets baseline out to Diggs. Little space, lets it fly, just off the front of the iron.
He's fading a little bit on that shot. Got to get his feet set, shoulders forward.
And a little contact maybe on the arm. And it's called against Brenton Mills.
And they said to the media guy that his nickname is Zero. It was usually my nickname in the box score.
Chandler Turner just picked up his first personal, and that will take us to our second media timeout. 15 apiece. Ninth season as the head coach for the Spartans. Robert Jones, 15th season overall with the program. 2019 MEAC Coach of the Year, coming off the second ever conference title. His team, they favored to win the MEAC again, despite losing 4 starters.
It's tough to do, tough to bring in new guys. He's always another active guy. I really like when he comes in and, you know, hasn't been in for nearly 10 minutes, gets a deflection on the ball. Those little things are what helps teams like this who need to find guys to get different roles.
Cam Young tries a 3. It's a little bit strong. Back the other way. Good job by Young taking away the baseline, guarding Jalen Hawkins. And Hawkins, a little bit out of control. Here's Samari Curtis going down the lane, left hand, it's in.
Nice finish. Falcons picking it up with this crew of guys.
Samari Curtis averaged 10 points a game last season with Evansville, a guy that's kind of bounced around. We'll talk more about him as the game goes on. On the backdoor cut, blocking foul is called. And for the Falcons, that is team foul number 4.
You saw the communication got caught up. Chandler Turner wanted, or his teammate wanted to call for a switch there. Didn't quite switch and open up the lane for a little back door. But you gotta like the energy defensively. Already 2 deflections, 2 turnovers actually on the first 3 possessions. Not giving anything easy to the Spartans.
Dana Tate Jr. now on the floor. And Tate lets it go right off the bench, knocking down the triple. His second game, did not appear in the last 2 after scoring 8 against Bridgewater.
And as soon as I say that, he gets a wide open 3 at the top of the key.
Curtis trying to go right by his man. Fulcher looking for a second three, not there. O'Neal tips it out. Bryant in the open floor has Curtis in front of him. The Euro step.
Ooh, that was a nice Euro. Just side to side on that Euro.
Simply not a guy that you can afford to let get downhill.
No, he's so crafty in the open floor like that.
He was the most outstanding player in the MEAC tournament after 47 points in 2 games. And now here comes Bryant again. And draws the contact. That's number 2 against Chandler Turner. And you can see Turner's frustration. He knows he's headed to the bench, and he knows that it was Bryant who created that contact.
Yeah, he put his shoulder down into him, but that was just Bryant being crafty.
One thing I like, though, from Chandler Turner, that reaction, the official not happy with the call, that's a more aggressive reaction than I've seen from Chandler Turner in the first couple of seasons. You love to see that mentality from him.
I love to see that mentality from everybody.
Right.
You know, it seems like college basketball now, there's not as much emotion. You can't play off of pure emotion, but you do have to bring it up a notch every once in a while and show that aggressiveness and show that you care.
Good job by Ings to keep this possession alive. Crossover, Bryant. 3 is not there. Fulcher. Good job to pull in the rebound despite bumping into his teammate. Fulcher, good look. Rimmed out. That's a look that you will take, though, every time.
Yeah, that's a nice draw the defense in to an open shot. It's only one pass in the offense, but that was in a good rhythm of the offense.
And three-point shooting, like tonight, has been a little bit slow to the start of the season for the Falcons as a team, shooting 27%. Shot clock winding down for Ings. And Ings floats it up there. Good defensive possession from Bowling Green. Bowling Green trying to pick up the pace. Reese gets out of trouble. Fulcher and reaching against Ings.
It was a patient possession for the Falcons. Moving around, trying to find the gaps.
Anderson and Chris Ford in for the Spartans. Bowling Green so far 7 of 18 from the field, 2 of 10 from distance. Elbow, Reese, it's good. Nice mid-range game from Bowling Green's new addition on the low block.
Yeah, I tell you what, I like his game a lot. That's something that the Falcons could have used the past few years at that position.
And Reese has scored in double figures in every game so far. 10, 11, and another 11. Foul called against Reese right here. Bryant again creating the contact. Player like Chris Paul in the NBA does that a lot, and it drives defenders nuts.
Yeah, it does. They're cutting down on that a little bit this year.
Which is also driving players nuts.
Right.
Trae Young for the Atlanta Hawks has been like, you're kidding me, right? Where I've made a living getting the free throw line, drawing fouls, now you're taking those calls away. James Harden the same way.
Well, I think it's a good thing for the game. It's something that, you know, when you have rules like that, oh, that's a nice shot.
3 beats the horn, Anderson.
When you have rules and you're able to just take advantage of what you can or cannot, guys are going to find ways to use things towards their advantage.
A foul against Cam Young. I'm going to say he held Chris Ford. Media timeout. It's Norfolk State by a field goal. 6 points, 4 rebounds so far for Joe Reese, who will now be sitting on the bench for, I would imagine, the rest of the first half. Those 2 personal fouls for Bowling Green starting big man. And he's rocking the mask for the last couple of games because the Ohio Wesleyan game took a shot to the nose from an Ohio Wesleyan player, fractured his nose, expected to wear that mask for another month.
Oh, man. Toughness, though, coming back. That's Rocky Balboa style. Brad, who's your favorite masked player? When you see one of those masks, who's the first player that comes to mind? I know who it's going to be, but.
No, I don't think you do, because I've got a tie. Rip Hamilton.
Oh, that's the one.
And Kobe Bryant.
Oh, Kobe, yeah.
I will never not show love for Kobe Bryant. Respected him and everything he did on the floor, his work ethic. You know, rest in peace, of course. But he will forever be one of my favorite players of all time. Mamba mentality. And that mask, I was talking about it with Bowling Green coaching staff prior to the game. At times, because of the adjustment it takes to wear that mask, I think you focused in a little bit more on just the little things to be successful. It's an adjustment shooting with that.
Yeah, for sure. It throw your depth perception off. I always wondered what luckily never got caught in the nose like that. I would have liked to maybe personalize mine a little bit. Might have done a little Lucha Libre mask, you know, a little Nacho Libre come out. But
I have no doubt that you'll do the Nacho Libre spandex pants. I have no doubt there. Here's Chris Ford at the line.
It's comfortable to sleep in those, Brad.
Chris Ford, a guy that does the dirty work for the Spartans team, knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1. Led the team in block shots last season with 20. 53% field goal percentage. Free throws on the season for the Spartans as a team, shooting 69%. 1 for 2. It's a 2-possession game. Bowling Green has Cam Young, Samari Curtis, Myron Gordon, Daquan Plowden, and Trey Diggs on the floor. And Curtis, crossover, tries the 3. That's tough to stop.
Yeah. Little 1-2 step back.
That's the player that Bowling Green knows he can be. A guy that coming out of high school, Mr. Basketball Award winner in the state of Ohio. That was back in 2019. Then he goes to Nebraska, plays 8 games there, transfers, spent a couple of seasons at Evansville, averaged 10 points a game last season. I think he's just a guy that might take a little bit of time to get his groove back as far as being a true scorer.
Well, I was going to say that he's looking a lot more comfortable at the start of this game as compared to what he was previous games.
Physical play continues between these two teams. Who knows if this remains tight like this, with how this game is being played and how physical we know the Spartans want to be coming in here, could be a lot of free throws before this one's over.
Yeah, I'm sure there will. You know, we didn't mention yet, but there was a little bit of a scuffle, a little bit of jawing before the national anthem, and that kind of hyped the Spartans up, and they came out maybe a little extra aggressive and kind of got out of their head and out of their game plan, but now they've settled back in, have had the lead for quite some time now.
The MAC versus the MEAC. 4th meeting all time between these two teams. Curtis, tough shot.
Well, I thought he had the lane. I thought he could have taken it all the way to the bucket.
Loose ball foul. And Bowling Green now in the bonus. Cam Young to the line. Cam Young, this will be his first free throw attempts of the season. He saw a lot of minutes in the game against Ohio State. It was tough from start to finish for the Falcons against the Buckeyes, but it was the effort that the Falcons got from Cam Young throughout the entire game that kept him on the floor.
Yeah, and like I said, that no matter if you're getting into the stat category or not, if you're bringing that extra effort, getting the deflections, getting the loose balls, getting hands in people's faces, that's going to get you that time, and you always see that from Cam Young. That's one thing I've liked throughout his early part of his career here is his activeness.
In the second half, Bowling Green, you really didn't see Daquan Plowden, Trey Diggs. It was a big deficit for Bowling Green in that one. But that helped the second unit get comfortable together. They scored 40 points in the second half. Chris Ford gives it up to Ings. And Tate swatted by Cam Young. A little look back afterwards. Plowden down the lane. Little contact, no whistle. And Cam Young trying to come up with the loose ball. Finds his teammate Plowden, and Plowden is hit. Norfolk State doesn't like the call, but he got hacked.
He did. Look at Cam Young.
And Cam Young, after this block, he's down here at the other end, still pumped.
Getting on the floor down here, diving.
I love it.
Brad, I have the chills all over my body right now. I'm ready to rip this tie off, go out and slap the floor.
Halftime show, maybe?
Well, I'll start stretching now. I might be ready.
Some reach slides? What's the suicide time for you these days?
Oh, slow. That's if I can finish a full one.
Touch the line. Just touch the line, okay?
Touch it with the foot.
One more free throw here for Daquan Plowden. Plowden came out strong in the season opener against Western Carolina. 18 points, 13 rebounds. Followed it up with 14 and 7 against Ohio Wesleyan, but was scoreless in 16 minutes against Ohio State. Again, his minutes were limited in that one.
Now he's finally back on the board with his first 2 points of the game. Let's see if Falcons would like to get him going.
And Cam Young,
guess who's there?
trying to take it away from Ings. Foul is called. Bowling Green fans do not agree.
And there he is stepping up, showing on this. Little reach, but he's there. That was a good stretch for Cam Young. Pride of New Jersey, Newman Goretti High.
Well, and a note on that, too. Cam Young, the man you just mentioned, and the man at the line, Christian Ings, played together for 3 seasons at Newman Goretti.
Oh, so they have a little grudge match going here.
And you factor in Daquan Plowden. All 3 of those guys played for Kalo Elite, Kyle Lowry's AAU team. They didn't play together, but they all played in that team. 3 is nothing but the bottom for Trey Diggs.
That was Buck. That was string music. I knew as soon as it left his hands, you could see the beautiful rotation on that jumper.
Spartans turnover. Can Bowling Green extend the lead? Good find in transition. Spun off the window by Myron Gordon.
Nice run for the Falcons here.
9 straight.
9 straight.
Less than 5 to play in the first half. Ings splits the defense into the bucket.
A little too easy to the bucket there. Both Plowden and Fulcher thought the other guy was going to pick up on the help.
Plowden. Blocking foul against Joe Bryant Jr.
Falcons really being aggressive, going to the basket, trying to get angles, not settling for the first jumper they can get, and that's how you get your offense going.
Daquan Plowden, 3rd team All-MAC last season. Preseason first team All-Conference selection coming into this year. 72% free throw shooter last season. He's averaged better than 12 points and 8 rebounds over each of the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, quietly has always had great stats average-wise, but he's always kind of been behind Justin Turner in terms of what the focuses are going to be on. Their teams are focusing on Turner, maybe Dylan Fry, guys like that. And now when you get a little bit of that recognition, preseason recognition, guys want to bring you down.
And as you mentioned, Justin Turner, late in games, if it's tight, see who the rock goes to, because Justin Turner has been that guy for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Justin Turner averaged better than 18 points a game last season. Bowling Green's all-time leading scorer. Ings hangs, front iron, follow-up, and to the line, Kaheem Brown. But Brent, that will be a question for the Falcons. Late in games, who is the ball going to go to?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, they're so deep. They play so many guys, 11, 12 guys playing every game, that they'll start sifting through and figuring out what role is made for what guy. And guys, the faster they shuffle into that, the faster they're going to start winning, coming together.
At times, coming down late in games, you may think, well, who's got the hot hand, who they're going to go to? But I think it's also going to be a challenge for an opponent to try and decide who to guard with the lineup that Bowling Green can have out there on the floor.
Right, and not having Fields and Matheny, the two experienced ball handlers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guys that are going to start the offense. Curtis and Gordon are trying to figure that out for themselves.
Trey Diggs on the straightaway three off the back iron. Spartans will try and get this to a one-possession game before the next whistle takes us to our final media timeout. Bankston trying to back his way in. Baseline, strong defense from Plowden.
That was good discipline by Plowden, not going for the little dream shuffle that Bankston had.
And Michael Huger thinking it's Bowling Green basketball. One more timeout, we'll be back.
Rear block passing Kirk Cowan, the old veteran sitting down media row from us right now, who has 92, and dropping Kirk to number 10 on the list, and Plowden number 9. The leader of that list, Rashawn Holmes. He's a few blocks away from 244 blocks for Holmes.
Rashawn Holmes, leader for the Sacramento Kings, got paid this summer, well deserved. We saw him here last season. Actually, 2 seasons ago, I believe.
Having a good year so far.
And Daquan Plowden also is on his way to becoming Bowling Green's leader, as you get the follow-up from Bankston on the two-hand slam, and then a Bowling Green turnover, and all of a sudden it's a one-point game. But Daquan Plowden is also on his way to becoming Bowling Green's all-time leader in games played.
And he just moved up another notch with that block up to number 8, passing Cornelius Cash with 94.
Good find, Plowden in the paint, and a flop leads to a blocking call. Jalen Hawkins wasn't quite able to sell it. Let's see it again here. Flop, Brent.
Oh, yeah. That's Oscar worthy.
And Daquan Plowden getting very comfortable at the free throw line late in this first half.
And that's what you want to see from him. You want to see him being aggressive, drawing fouls, because he's a good foul shooter as well.
Falcons as a team 7 of 8 so far, make it 8 of 9. Coming in, team shooting 66%. 34-32. Will stay that way. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Early start for this one, a 5:30 start. Unusual. Good turnout from the Falcon fans because we also have Bowling Green hockey going on later tonight over at the Madhouse on Mercer. 3 is short. And Plowden going after the rebound. Couple of bodies there for the Spartans. And it's a Norfolk State foul.
Falcons getting very comfortable offensively. No hurry. Finding their spots.
You get that battle underneath going after second chance opportunities, and that limits the chances for Norfolk State to get out and run, which they love to do.
Yeah, they're a great fast break team.
And Plowden knocks down the first. Daquan Plowden, the fifth-year man out of Philly. Looking to make this a 2-possession game. He does.
Falcons going to apply a little full-court pressure here.
2-2-1 look.
I like it.
You can do that with this personnel for sure.
Yeah, very quick lineup in there for the Falcons. Daquan Plowden playing the 5.
Here's Ings. Now on the drive, floater, short. Able to get it back. Hawkins off glass.
Good patience by Hawkins. Getting the rebound. Little kiss off the glass.
Hawkins, a guy that had bounced around early in his college career. First couple of seasons was a JUCO player. There's a layup for Myron Gordon. Hawkins was at Robert Morris before playing his first season in a Spartans uniform last season. And just chucked up the 3 there. And Curtis hangs. He'll shoot 2. Bowling Green saw Norfolk State get a couple of buckets, get it to a 1-point game, and they've answered.
Yeah, they've, like I said, just kind of settled down, trying to find angles to the bucket.
No good on the first for Samari Curtis, who was a 4-star recruit by ESPN coming out of high school. Nebraska to Evansville to Bowling Green.
How many other Ohio Mr. Basketballs can you name that played in the MAC, Brad?
Played in the MAC? Yeah. Not a ton. Give it to me.
Well, there were 2 when I was looking this. Of course, Keith McLeod, who's the other Bowling Green Mr. Basketball, my teammate.
Underneath, Kaheem Brown scores.
Was Chester Mason? Miami? I think. I'm asking you a question I don't have the answer to.
Come on, Alex Trebek.
Well, I thought you had the answer.
And looking for a jump ball call. Even a little extra words. Myron Gordon slapping the ball away from Chris Bankston.
Myron Gordon might want to look to who he's slapping that ball away from. Bankston is a big fella.
You know what? When you've been the smaller guy going up against the trees, I'm okay with that.
Oh, us big guys always getting picked on. We have to be nice. We get messed around with by these little fellas all the time.
Looking to make it a 1-point game off the back iron. Follow up. Loose ball picked up. A block but a foul. It'll go against Mills. More and more second chance opportunities for the Spartans.
Yeah, Falcons were down there, just couldn't come up with it. Had 4 guys down there.
It's Kaheem Brown to the line. First couple of seasons, he was at Georgia Highlands College. He scored in double figures in 3 of the first 4 games for the Spartans, including 17 against Tennessee State. Knocks down the first, and Isaac Elsasser will make his first appearance. Earned some time with his play against Ohio State. A guy that's earned some time over the last couple of years.
Yeah, he took no time burying a 3 when he came in against Ohio State. His dad, Jim Elsasser, was doing a complete sprinkler cheering move in the stands. He's the guy who can shoot it.
Well, when you watch Ohio State growing up, the big school in the state, get an opportunity to play against them and score against them, how can you not love that moment?
That'd be a good feeling.
Trey Diggs, the drive, cut off, turn around, no. And the Spartans can hold for the final shot. Less than a second difference between shot clock and game clock. Norfolk State can go into the locker room tied or with the lead or down. Ings guarded by Curtis. And Christian Ings step back, not a high percentage look. And that's off in time, over the glass. And the Falcons, after 20 minutes, will go to the locker room leading by a deuce. 39-37, your halftime score. Trey Diggs hitting from the perimeter. The Falcons not shy from beyond the arc, and Joe Reese, the big man from the elbow. So Bowling Green starting five out there with Trey Diggs, Brenton Mills, Daquan Plowden, Joe Reese, and Myron Gordon. And for the Spartans, Chambers, Bryant, Ings, Anderson, and Bankston. Turnover. Exactly how the Spartans started the game.
That's a tough place to throw a bounce pass from the high-low like that.
5 turnovers so far for the Spartans tonight, compared to 3 for Bowling Green. Daquan Plowden tries from distance, and it's in and out. Ings has Gordon on him. Chambers wants it. They work it around the perimeter, and Gordon a near steal. Last touched by, official says Bowling Green. And I'm not sure, Michael Huger might have had a better angle on that than the official did as far as who last touched it. He's smiling over there. I think he tried to persuade the official, as you would expect a coach to do.
Yeah, you got to.
And Michael Huger does it in a nice way.
Yeah, all coaches would say they do it in a nice way.
No. Opening minute of the second half. What do you think Robert Jones liked from his team in the first half?
Well, he likes that they're in the ball game, not shooting very great from the field. They were getting some decent shots.
Oh, Reese open underneath. Gordon finds him. A near and one. Joe Reese a little frustrated. He didn't finish.
Yeah, that contact was tough, but what a nice look to find Reese. You see Daquan Plowden trying to get the exclamation point, but foul called already.
When Joe Reese was in an Old Dominion uniform, one of his best games in his final season with Old Dominion came against Norfolk State. He had 16 points. He knows this team well. And Reese is on his way to 4 consecutive double-figure games to start the season. 7 points so far, looking to make it 8 right here. Nice touch. Falcons extending the defense, 2-2-1.
Yeah, they brought this out midway through the first half. Didn't apply that much pressure on this possession here, just kind of a bait.
Ings gives it up. Jenkins with it. Off the iron, Reese pulls it in.
Got up for it, Joe Reese.
Ooh, it's showing the handles going the other way.
Slow down.
Mills to Diggs, triple on the way. No. Tipped in by Plowden.
There's Plowden.
9 points now for Plowden and a timeout, Spartans. Bowling Green has scored the first 4 points of the second half. Falcons lead it by 6. Christian Ings handling, gives it up to Jenkins. Looking for a post opportunity. Bankston against Reese. Hook.
Ooh, nice jump hook by Bankston. This guy who came into the game, Brad, shooting over 80% from the field.
7 points for Chris Bankston.
That was an Otis Thorpe jump hook right there.
And trying the no look. Last touch by Reese. And Gordon gonna guard Ings all the way up the floor. Looking inside, nothing there. Bryant, guarded by Mills. Good help there from Reese. Jenkins 3. Good find by Bryant.
Yep, got himself out of the jam. Jenkins is ready to shoot.
And that's what Jenkins does, 3-point shooting and rebounding.
That's what you don't want to do for the Falcons. You want to pick it up right before half court.
And Bryant, the takeaway, playing corner there on Mills. Follow up, there's Bankston with 2 more.
Another little mini run by the Spartans.
Well, that's 7 unanswered points out of the timeout. Brenton Mills lets it go. Falcons now 4 of 18, 4 of 19 from long range. Jenkins back to Bryant. He'll try a 3, got it. The run continues, 10 unanswered. Timeout Bowling Green. Fifth 3 of the night for the Spartans, and it comes from Joe Bryant Jr.
Fred Martin Superstore, it's our 0% APR fall sales event. Our cars are professionally sanitized, come with a lifetime powertrain warranty, 3 years of roadside assistance, and oil changes, all free. We spend twice as much as other dealers getting our cars ready.
Era that works from CoverGirl.
At Fred Martin Superstore, it's our 0% APR fall sales event. Our cars are professionally sanitized, come with a lifetime powertrain warranty, 3 years of roadside assistance, and oil changes, all free. We spend twice as much as other dealers getting our cars ready.
Norfolk State has gone in front by 4 with a 10-0 run after the first timeout of the second half. Brent, what's changed?
By coming out of that timeout, he must have given the guys an earful. Coach Jones did not like the first couple of minutes. They've just been picking up the defense. They started pressing the Falcons. Had guys picking up the ball before half court, not really knowing what to do.
And Bowling Green did not make a change in their lineup during the timeout. Trey Diggs, not a clean catch. Gordon turnaround, short. Bankston the rebound.
Contested shots by the Falcons.
Bryant finds an open Jenkins. Got it. Jenkins and the Spartans bench fired up.
Yeah, Jenkins.
Falcons looking for an opening against the zone. Mills pulls up. That's a long two. Tipped out by Plowden, but Mills was coming in.
And that's what a zone will do to you, disrupt your offense. The Falcons just kind of standing around, passing around, not really knowing what to do.
Brent, earlier you talked about Vanderplas having some good lettuce. Jenkins has got some good lettuce, and he's shooting it well.
Yeah, he's shooting and he's shaking it. He's got a little bit of energy right now. Coming off those two shots, he's open again.
And Plowden going for the block. Ooh. That is number 1 on Plowden.
Got him with the body a little bit, but looked like some.
And here's the thing, we've noted this all night long. And we noted this coming into the game for Joe Bryant Jr. He's great at creating contact. You can think you have a clean block. He's smart enough to know what is going to draw the whistle.
Yeah, and he's pointing at you, Brad, saying, I know how to get that contact.
ESPN, first time tonight, first time this season, Joe Bryant Jr.
Let's see if he can make these free throws. You don't want to make a move like that and not knock him down.
First free throw gets the roll. 9 points for Joe Bryant Jr. Averaged 12 points a game as a sophomore, 11 points a game last season. Averaging better than 17 coming in here, and he is now the first Spartan to reach double figures. Samari Curtis with it. He's also out there now with Josiah Fulcher.
Trying to figure out this 2-3 zone from the Spartans.
Plowden 3.
That's what you don't want.
Fulcher backside puts it in.
You got to attack these zones. You have to attack them with dribble penetration, then you get the kick out for the 3. Falcons obviously will take that bucket.
Jenkins again, got it again. And looking over at the Bowling Green bench after that one.
Jenkins challenging anybody to put a hand in his face.
Diggs 3, answers. 9 points for Trey Diggs, all from distance. Bryant goes by Curtis. Nice finish.
Yeah, he went by him like he was on skates. Finished on the other side of the rim.
Based on what you've seen, if this gets into an up and down game, who do you give the advantage to?
Both teams are pretty good. The Spartans right now, they're just able to get whatever they want. The Falcons have lost all that energy that they started off with in the first half.
And Cam Young, a guy that brought some energy off the bench immediately in that first half, is now in.
Yeah, he's going to apply a little pressure.
Six minutes gone by in this second half. Lob wasn't there. Here's Jenkins over to Bryant. And Cam Young trying to get out. It's called for the foul. That's his third.
That was a tough call. That was a nice switch. Came out. Bryant might have put his shoulder down a little bit.
Well, it's a smart play by Bryant because of how quickly he can turn the corner against the big man.
Mm-hmm. Bryant's kind of taking over the reins of this offense right now for the Spartans.
Not that time. A little heat check for Jenkins.
Heat check for Jenkins.
See if Falcons can cut into the lead. Curtis, high screen from Reese. Cam Young trying to get inside. He does. Follow up Reese. The drive drew 2 defenders and opened it up for Reese.
That was a good job by Young, taking it, saw the opening in the middle, tried to go up with the right hand.
And that puts Reese in double figures for the 4th straight game. Bryant fading away.
He's comfortable right now. He's comfortable. He's making their offense work, whether it's dishing, driving, weaving.
Curtis attacks. Josiah Fulcher was pushed.
Falcons need to string together a couple of stops here.
Gonna bring in Gabe O'Neill, try and clog up that paint. It's Curtis to inbound. Diggs had Hawkins right up on him. Fulcher looking to shoot. Extra pass, Curtis 3. Good rebound by Ford. Ings, someone's got to pick him up. Blocking foul. Fulcher got there a little late.
Yep, they're just picking the tempo up, not slowing down. As soon as they get their hands on the ball, the Spartans are out, ready to run, get into their offense. Falcons discombobulated on offense right now.
Ten shots, all went down when he scored that career-high 31 points against William & Mary. Spartans had the advantage on points in the paint against William & Mary, 44-22, doubling them up. Also outscored them fast break points, 16-7. Able to work it across the timeline. Now over to Fulcher. 2 defenders there, gets rid of it quickly. O'Neill's hook. And Gabe O'Neill is going to the line after the media timeout. Norfolk. Well, the shooting of Tyrese Jenkins. The young man shooting anything he catches right now.
Spitzer shuffling crew, shuffling on down, protecting you. Get the benefits that prevent any struggle. Let's all do the Spitzer Shield Shuffle.
My name is Jack, and I protect your city's favorite quarterback.
My name's Joel. Guard's my goal. Spitzer Shield is the way I roll.
And it's all backed by our Spitzer Shield, featuring a lifetime powertrain warranty.
Unlimited time,
Unlimited miles.
At Spitzer Jeep Ram Motor City.
What makes a
threes Tyrese Jenkins, 4 threes so far tonight. Coming in, the Spartans as a team average 4 threes. He's shooting 80% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he's catching it off of penetration. He's just pulling up right there. Just like he's doing it all for the Commonwealth. Tyrese Jenkins, Virginia native, playing in his home state.
One more here for Gabe O'Neal, splits the pair. O'Neal now 5 of 10 from the charity stripe through 4 games.
This is a lineup for Bowling Green that really sparked that first half. Like to see them come out with that same defensive aggression that they had.
Tate leaves it for his teammate. Put up and in. Nice find, nice finish. Jalen Hawkins.
And that's what you look for. Stepping up a little too late.
Bowling Green going to slow it down with Samari Curtis up top.
This 2-3 zone is
Hawkins trying to go right into Curtis, and Curtis not happy with the call at all. Like that call there?
you know, it's tough. Anytime you put your hands down like that, it's going to give you a chance to get a foul call whether you do it or not.
Anderson, another dangerous three-point shooter, finds Hawkins. And Josiah Fulcher soaring for the rebound. Trying to go quickly the other way. Gordon 3. Yes, sir. Quick bucket that the Falcons needed. Still down by double figures. Approaching the midway point of the second half.
A rare transition 3 for the Falcons.
And Ings, runner. Tipped around, Chandler Turner rebound. Back to Gordon, same spot. Not the same result. Gabe O'Neal comes away with the loose ball. Gordon inside finds Fulcher. Falcons moving the basketball quickly.
Yeah, good hustle by Gabe O'Neal. Leads to Gordon finding Fulcher sneaking in through the back door.
Ings, nowhere to go. Tate, after a little hesitation, knocks down the 3. And a tee afterwards. And immediately going to his bench, Robert Jones. And he's not, I don't think he's questioning the official here. I don't think he's happy with this player.
Yeah, he's taking him out immediately. Tate trying to tomahawk chop Fulcher on his way down the floor, a little taunting. Might have been a little too excited for that 3.
This is not Atlanta.
It's your team.
The World Series champion, Atlanta Braves. So to shoot the technicals.
I don't know if he was taunting them or maybe there was a fly buzzing around Fulcher's head, but
if you watch this game, you know what he was doing. One more to come here for Gordon. And Myron Gordon with the free throws. He's surpassed his season average of 8 a game. And he's a guy that can get 20 to 25 if you're not careful.
Coach Jones did not like that maneuver. It's a nice shot. It's a nice shot by Tate. Just got a little too fired up. I've been there before, Brad. Just got to know the game like that when you're trying to keep a run going.
Well, and you're not saying it to a freshman. You're saying it to a redshirt junior. Chandler Turner faces up against Jenkins. Underneath, Young tried to get it to the corner to Fulcher. Falcons basket. Turner 3. O'Neal trying to tip it to his teammate. Up ahead, all alone, Hawkins. And getting a piece of it, Chandler Turner.
Good hustle by Turner, didn't give up on the play.
And Fulcher the other way, get a reach-in foul.
Hawkins snuck back. He's claiming that he got fouled on that, but you just got to go up and finish.
Let's see it again. No foul. Nine-point game, just over 9 to play. Cam Young. And he walked.
Yep. Got a little hoppity there.
Cam Young, a guy that put on about 15 pounds from last season to this season. You can see it in his upper body, the work he's put in.
Yeah, and he's a guy, like I said, he kind of reminds me of a little Dennis Rodman-ish type of player, not the personality. Just very energetic, gets down. This has been the lineup. It's been good for Bowling Green.
Fulcher the steal. 4-on-4 the other way. Cam Young lines it up. Falcons just cannot get the big threes to go down. 6 of 26.
Yeah, at some point you got to just take something a little better. Everybody wants the big hitter.
Another takeaway. Myron Gordon is fouled by Jenkins. That's team foul number 6 for the Spartans. Bowling Green's going to be shooting a lot of free throws over the next 8 minutes and change.
Yeah, and that's a definite advantage for the Falcons. Myron Gordon would have been off to the races. A good foul by Jenkins. Also a frustration foul.
Cam Young to the bench. Gordon to the corner. Chandler Turner trying another three. And Plowden going after the rebound was shoved.
Chandler Turner wanted that one, but he just baseline to himself. These threes are getting contested.
It's Daquan Plowden to the line where he is 7 of 8 tonight. 1-and-1 opportunity. Front end is good.
I was going to say, Plowden only 1 field goal in the past 2 games here. The Falcons would like to see him. Like seeing him getting to the line, but also like getting buckets from him.
Well, in that last game against Ohio State, his minutes were limited to 16, due in large part to the fact that Ohio State had control of that game. Bowling Green didn't want to take a chance of either him or Diggs risking any injury as they continue on in their tough non-conference schedule. $7:55.
Delivery at Amazon.com/.
Well, Robert Jones saw his team in front by double figures. Bowling Green has climbed back into it a little bit, moving the basketball. The Falcons can get a shot to go down from outside the arc. This could be a one-possession game.
Yep, they need to start defensively. They're going to need to stop in a bucket, just keep chopping it down. Plenty of time for the Falcons.
Jalen Hawkins at the line. Hawkins playing in his first game of the season. This is a man that had one of the best memories you can have. In the first 4 game against App State in the NCAA tournament, at his best game, 24 points.
That's where you want to turn it up.
That was how people got to know Steph Curry in his time at Davidson. Wasn't like Davidson was on national television all the time. Now Steph Curry's on national television every time he plays. Plowden to Turner. Bowling Green's got to be careful with the basketball here. Gordon the drive. Fulcher 3. Yes!
That's the kind of three-point shot you want in the offense. A nice penetration, drawing the defense in. Fulcher's feet were set, his shoulders were forward, knocked it in. Falcons going to need to stop.
Spartans got to find a way to get some rhythm going in their offense again. Bryant, great help from Chandler Turner, but picked up by Bankston.
Bankston always hovering around the rim.
He's got to be working on a double-double. He's into double figures scoring. Bankston does have 7 rebounds. And a foul in the paint will go against Gabe O'Neal. And O'Neal will check out. Joe Reese back in along with Trey Diggs. So now you get 2 guys back on the floor that have had success scoring for Bowling Green tonight.
Yeah, Joe Reese active around the boards. It's going to be good to have him back in for those defensive rebounds. It's been a nice matchup between him and Bankston tonight.
Inside Bankston, catch and slam.
There he was. He went for the gamble. Bankston, the guy's a beast.
Zone defense look. Inside Reese, and Bankston got there to break it up. Ings flies the other way, and he was looking for a contact on the wrist. Plowden got all ball, says the official.
Yeah, that's a tough pass to try to make that far out in his zone. Trying to thread the needle, just too many arms in the way. Plowden, good job with the deflection.
Bryant off the screen, 3 is no good. Gordon pushing.
They need to push it.
Diggs, left wing, just off the mark. And up ahead is Hawkins. He is all alone. Layup. Back to a double-digit lead and a timeout Bowling Green.
Transition has not been the Falcons' friend.
And Hawkins is leaking out every chance he gets.
Yeah, you got to know that he's doing it. I mean, if you're the guard that's the furthest back or the player that's furthest back, you got to know to protect that basket. You can't be just watching the ball go up in the air. You got to know defensively where your guys are and where they're leaking to. It's not the first time he's done it. So this defensive awareness and in transition, the Falcons are just kind of passing it around the perimeter, not taking it to the bucket, not trying to draw those fouls, letting the Spartans get into that 2-3 zone, which has really disrupted them here in the second half.
And 2 big runs worth noting in this second half. Bowling Green goes up 6 in the first couple minutes of the second half, only to see the Spartans go on a 10-0 run. Then you saw Bowling Green with Josiah Fulcher's 3 make it a 4-point game. You've now seen 7 straight points from the Spartans.
Yep, just answer. That's what you're going to get from an experienced team, a team that's, once again, picked to win their league.
Plowden 3. Finally sees one go down. Daquan Plowden, 14 points.
Yeah, plenty of space. That's one that they'll give them. Quite frankly, the way the Falcons have shot it.
Bowling Green's 8th 3. Each team now with 8. 5 to play. Bryant with it. Ings trying to draw contact. Would not drop.
That was good defense by Gordon, just staying straight up. Nothing, no reaching, no swatting.
And Diggs couldn't handle the pass. Hawkins the other way. And Plowden will try and time it. Hawkins gets the bucket.
Well, when you lose the ball like that, like Diggs, you don't want to be the last guy down on defense. Kind of just gave up on the play.
Diggs, 3. You got the bucket, now you need to stop.
Falcons should start applying a little bit more pressure on the perimeter. Maybe a little three-quarter court, maybe a little half-court trap just to speed the Spartans up. They're too comfortable right now.
Jenkins finds the cutting Hawkins back door.
Yeah, Diggs caught looking. He looks fatigued.
Gordon, left wing. Plowden against Bankston. Gordon trying to get inside. Contact. Hits the deck hard. Myron Gordon to the line after this break. Norfolk State trying to improve to 5-0 on the young season. They lead it by 9 with less than 4 to play. .341 left in the ball game. Norfolk State a 9-point lead. Does Bowling Green have another run in them?
Well, they're going to have to pick up the defense, extend it up a little bit. You know, now the Spartans, all they have to do is just kind of run their dribble weave and keep penetrating. They've got the Falcons on skates the past couple of plays.
This will help if Bowling Green can get to the line, knock down the free throws without any time coming off the clock. Myron Gordon can't hit the first. 8-point game. Falcons trying to get the trap. Bryant up ahead to Ings. And Ings will go right at Reese. And Christian Ings to the line. Nine points tonight for 0, Christian Ings. Taking his time on the free throw, hits. And now with Ings hitting that free throw, all 5 players on both sides that are on the floor right now are in double figures. We saw, 10 different players score for Norfolk State in the first half. Bowling Green had 8 different players score.
Yeah, spread it around. Small lineup for the Falcons now. They're probably going to keep that pressure up.
When this one goes final, we will hear from Bowling Green assistant coach Kevin Noon. So stay with us post-game. Trey Diggs, 3 off the mark. Hawkins the rebound. Now you'll start to see the Spartans work the clock on every possession. And Hawkins trying to go by Plowden. It's poked out of bounds.
When you're down 10 here, you have to amp it up if you're a Falcon on D. You got to get up in guys, not let them just run the clock and just hold the ball.
Plowden guarding Ings. Nice find. One more flush for Chris Bankston. I believe that's his 3rd dunk of the night.
And they've all been with authority. Bankston as a high riser. That was a nice drop off by Ing.
And a warning to Hawkins afterwards. Knocking the ball around.
And that's what you have to do with the Spartans. They're coming in. They brought their own energy. They only have, I see a couple of green and yellow shirts in the stands. Maybe a handful of fans. And they've just really quieted down this Falcon crowd with their energy. I mean, you could see it in warm-ups, Brad. These guys were out here sweating, guarding each other in zigzag drills. They looked like they were getting a full practice in before the buzzer even went off. You have to create your own energy. And the Falcons coming out like they're on the road, really. Little spurts of energy, but hasn't matched the Spartan energy.
Bryant with it. And Bryant opposite look to Jenkins. That should put it away for the Spartans. His 5th 3 of the night, largest lead of the game at 15. He was skipping down the court. Trey Diggs will get it back to a 12-point game, but just over 2 minutes remaining. Bankston over to Bryant. Finds the cutting Hawkins. Pinned on the backboard by Plowden. Gordon. Contact, no whistle. Got to be something called there, right? And Gordon, you get a push-off called against Bryant. Do you think there should have been a whistle on that last drive by Gordon?
You know, Bankston was kind of standing there. I think Gordon initiated that contact. Sometimes as a big guy, you get suckered into getting a call like that when your hands are up. Mostly because Bankston didn't even move. It's a big guy.
So basically what my partner's telling you is he's glad when a call doesn't go against the big guy and a guard's driving.
That translated very well.
Gordon 3, hits. 9-point game, 1:39 left. $85-76 your score. And with this timeout, this will give us a chance to start to look ahead for these two teams. Norfolk State on their way to 5-0. We'll look ahead for the Falcons first. Bowling Green will see Milwaukee next, and then South Utah or Yale. This is all part of the tournament they're competing in right now. It's part of 4 games in this tournament. Then the Falcons will return home to take on Chicago State on November 28th, a game that you and I will have the call for right here on ESPN.
Yeah, nice little mix of squads there. You got, see a little Ivy League action for the Falcons.
Maybe.
But no matter where you go, you gotta just keep learning from these. You know, it's not quite over yet. Still a little bit of time left, down by 9. But if they do come out of this with a loss, they're gonna start looking around at some of those intangibles that they're not bringing that Norfolk State brought.
Norfolk State, as you saw, has another game in the state of Ohio. Before they leave, they'll see Xavier next. The Musketeers and the Spartans.
Well,
Falcons backing up here.
Yeah, you're down 9. You're not going to keep full court pressure here. No trapping. You're just basically giving away a whole 30 seconds of the shot clock.
Ings to the corner for Hawkins. Hawkins against Fulcher. Throws it up. Tipped around. Gordon's got it. Falcons got to hurry. Diggs trying to make it a 6-point game. And Turner defending on Hawkins, trying to poke it free. You're inside of a minute. And a foul.
Turner.
And he got Bankston, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So Bankston, who's been a force all night at the line, 15 points. The Spartans, 12 of 18 at the charity stripe tonight. Can't hit the front end of the 1-and-1. Diggs down the lane, it's good. 7-point game with 47 seconds left. Gordon almost got the steal. Turner comes in, and a little body contact with Ings. Well, this was a 15-point game with just over 2 to play. The Falcons have cut that in half. They need a couple of misses at the free throw line from the Spartans.
Yeah, this is where they're going to do it. They got to get a quick foul. If you don't get that steal right away, get the foul as quick as possible. I'm not sure this is the guy you want on the line.
Well, coming in, 11 of 19. Can't hit. Back-to-back misses at the line. And Diggs not being given any space. Bankston a near steal.
Spartans tightening up on the free throws now.
Into Plowden. Deep three. Offensive rebound. Curtis underneath to Gordon. He is hacked. Can make it a 5-point game with 2 free throws. And still extra after the play.
Yeah, Falcons seem to huddle up. You've got a deficit to worry about. You don't need to worry about John.
Well, I think that they were trying to have a huddle underneath there. Spartans were just not going to let them have it. So going to the line will be Myron Gordon. And tonight, Gordon is 4 of 7 at the free throw line. Falcons as a team, 19 of 25.
He puts these in. Try to get the ball to get to Bankston. Foul him.
14 points tonight for Gordon and a new season high in a Falcons uniform.
Trying to cut this down to a 2-possession ball game. Plenty of time with 26 seconds if you can get that quick foul or quick steal.
One more to come.
Once again, just be careful nobody leaks back. Make a quick gamble.
5-point game. And Ings gets it into Bryant, who's hit by Trey Diggs. And for Diggs, that's just his first personal. But everything now is the double bonus for both teams. A little bit concerned right now, I imagine, if you're Norfolk State, having been up by 15 not even 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, and if you have some concern, you want this guy on the line.
Joe Bryant Jr. First free throw on the way. It is good. And Joe Bryant Jr. went 16 of 16 at the free throw line against Tennessee State. He was 18 of 19 for the season coming in. And he connects on both. Time running out on Bowling Green. Plowden out to Curtis. Step back three. Foul underneath. And it's against the Spartans. It's against Bryant. And that is it for Joe Bryant tonight. So now you just lost your best free throw shooter with 16 seconds left.
Yeah, that could factor in. This happens to go into extra time. Still a long ways away from that. Fulcher's got to knock these down. Once again.
And shoving underneath there, he pushed Fulcher out of bounds.
He's had that forearm out. Got up underneath his armpit.
11 now for Fulcher. Bowling Green needs number 12 here.
Number 12, and if they can get a steal, it get very interesting, Brad.
1 for 2. Jenkins the rebound. He is fouled. Okay, so we've seen Jenkins hit 5 threes tonight, but at the line, he has not attempted a free throw.
Jenkins coming up huge in this second half for the Spartans.
Steps up, hits the first. Two for 2. 15 ticks left. Diggs launches. Tipped around. Bankston's got it. Outlet. And a foul committed before Ings could get rid of it. But now we know Norfolk State is going to leave here still undefeated. And Josiah Fulcher having to be helped off the floor. Not sure if he maybe stepped on someone's ankle, battling for that rebound.
Yeah, I did not see that. But this Norfolk State team, I like what they bring to the table. They have some decent size, a little bit of swagger. Got some clutch guys. They came in here, they were not afraid to come into Bowling Green, Ohio tonight and lay it down.
One more here for Christian Ings. 1 for 2, 9-point game, 6.5 left. Trey Diggs over to Gordon. He'll get the 3 up. And the 3 will count. 90-84 will be the final tonight from the Stroh Center. Bowling Green will drop to 1-3. Norfolk State 4-0 coming in here, make it 5-0 now. This was a great challenge early in the season to see the champs of the MEAC come in here for a Bowling Green group that is working to come together and get to know one another.
Yep, a lot of identities still need to be found for the Falcons. And, you know, that's just an experienced ball club that came in on the road in the wintertime. A nice frigid Ohio weather and heated up, quite frankly.
If you're going through the lineup for Norfolk State tonight, who are you looking at as the biggest difference maker? I think you can look a couple of ways.
Yeah, I mean, Bankston, obviously, Bryant. Joe Bryant, obviously the leader of this team. A lot of the buckets ran through him. And then you just have the other side guys, you know, Jenkins, Hawkins, Ings. They have some solid guys. It's a tough team.
At the end of the night for Norfolk State, they had 5 different guys scoring double figures. Jenkins led with 17. Joe Bryant Jr., the man we highlighted coming in, finishes with 16 points and 5 rebounds. He was 4-4 at the free throw line. And Bowling Green will now try to bounce back with a couple more games away from home.